Would you want to experience a dystopian cyberpunk future? One where your entire state of being depends on the amount of credits in your wallet? Well, I did, and even so much so that I returned for a second time. So, what is Greylight 2142? As they describe themselves on the site, it is a production-heavy experience about personal struggle, discrimination, classicism, prejudices and oneself in a dystopian future where magic is real. Yup, those are some themes, but Cyberpunk isn't meant to be cheery and happy. It's about gritty, thought-provoking experiences. So, how does this all work? Greylight works with different character groups you can choose from. Most people will play humans, who are part of corporations and gangs. There are a few mages walking around, who often have to hide their powers. There are Ascended, who have so much money they modified themselves into perfect beings, and they bought their way into having magic. There are Rifters, human-like beings with neon spots all over their face. They can form connections with each other to share thoughts and emotions. And there are Androids, for which I signed up. Each type of character comes with their own themes. Rifters will play a lot with the themes of community and oppression. Ascended will play with power and oppressing. Androids will awaken during this game, and with that they will have the philosophical themes of self-discovery and what it means to have emotions. This event works with fully pre-written characters, and to make sure people get to play what they like, they ask you to fill in a playstyle preferences form, where you can tell how much you'd want to play with certain themes, or if there are things that you don't want to play with. The organ divides all the characters and then gives you 3 character options to choose from. And I ended up getting Drew, a service android that works in the kitchen of a local restaurant. Their altered programming, half-installed updates and cheap maintenance expanded and destabilized their functions, leading to it correcting itself in unforeseen and probably radical ways. Which meant I could get to building the costume. I'm one of those weird people who likes making everything themselves, but others did a lot of thrifting or made great finds in stores. Greylight has some costume guidelines for specific groups and gangs, so they are easily recognizable. For an android, you have to cover your face and hands, and have something red on your face a magnet could attach to. Other than that, you're free to do what you want. And that is one of the things that I love about Greylight. Some people went far with amazing cyberpunk costumes, yet others kept it simple, but because of the setting, all of that fits seamlessly together. Then, time to make the whole 1.5 hour drive to the location in Germany. And picking up some important things along the way. Before the game, there are a few workshops. Some of these are to get to know each other, and others are there to teach you how to safely play with the heavier themes, like racism, and what words and phrases you can use to signal off-game needs. Aside from that, some groups got some more specific instructions. For example, I had a workshop on how to play an android. This was both on how to physically play an android, but also on how some android-specific things work, like hacking. And after that, it was time to get changed and get started with the game. All the bright ceiling lights in the location are left on, and you go to a spot where it would make sense for your character to be. Then you close your eyes, a song starts playing, and then they turn off the lights, turning the location into the neon-lit cyberpunk streets. Once the song has ended, you open your eyes and you start the game. It's all up to you on what you do, but as all the characters have motivations and connections to other characters in the game, you can start acting on those and just roll into it. And the way the venue was set up was absolutely amazing. Every corporation, gang and other club had their own space, and it was all interwoven in such a way that there was always something going on in every corner. And it was not just the locations itself, everything was incredibly detailed. There was graffiti and posters everywhere, and lighting was set up in perfect ways to set the mood for the locations. If you wanted to grab a drink, you could go to the restaurant or biker's bar. And if you wanted to snack, you could go to the perfectly fitting noodle bar. There was even a dance club. And a massage parlor if you needed some peace and quiet. Which, due to a brilliant miscommunication, also provided Android massages. By Android, for Android. For me, the game started as a regular Android. But in this setting, all androids awaken at some point.
There's something wrong with this one, could you...
And from that moment on, the androids suddenly had emotions. And as you might imagine, that can be very confusing.
Follow me. You are discharged. Please make your way upstairs. Follow me. Buddy. Now. Buddy. Follow me.
Talk with him. Bring him in.
We're together forever. Arm him first.
Which is one of the cool things about events like these. I had my story and others had theirs. With that, the experience can be so very different. Last year, I played one of the punks of the biker gang. In that game, I played a lot with themes of violence, power and oppression. Money and debt were big happenings. But this time, it was more about emotions. I don't think I spent or received a single credit this time. In the chats after the game, I heard of big events and happenings that I didn't even notice a single thing of. And true to Cyberpunk, the big corporations loomed in every corner. Megacorp wanted to buy out the entire district, and small independent businesses were struggling to stay open. And all of that in a game that ran from 1 PM till 1 on Friday and from 10 in the morning to 8 in the evening on Saturday. It was an amazing lot. And with that, it was over. After the game, there were debriefing workshops for those who wanted to, and an out-of-game after-party, which for me mostly consisted of happily chatting with others about all the amazing stuff we just experienced. But the club location was also playing music for those who wanted to fully party. Then we could stay for the night, and the next day it was time to pack up and go home again. Weirdly enough, I still find it difficult to describe what exactly it is that makes Greylight so awesome to me. Aside from the location, the people are just amazing. There is just so much community around these events, also before and after the game on the Discord. We help and pre-hype each other with making the costumes, and share the awesome stories and things like character-specific music after the game. And well, for me, I just love playing an android. I love the physical acting part, but the themes and the questions they give you are right up my alley as well. I'm still relatively new to the Nordic LARP scene and international events in general. But the way those games are set up is just very different from the campaign LARPs I've mostly played so far, which just leads to entirely different kinds of play and experiences. If you want to know more about the Greylight game, I've put a link in the description and the top comment. With how well they are going, I'm not surprised if there would be more in the future. I want to thank the Greylight organization for letting me film the game, and I want to thank the Kelric View for letting me use some of his photos, so I can actually show you some locations that I didn't get to go to while the game was running. If you'd like to see more LARP related videos, there should be a subscribe button somewhere around here. And if you'd like to support me in making more videos like this, there should be a Ko-fi link somewhere around here. And with that, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.